everyone! Thank you for joining me for this week's vlog. As we continue our series on the Q&A, today I want to answer Kenny Canada's question. Can you make a video about spasms? I want to know how often it happens, how strong it is, and in what situation it happens. Thanks, Kenny, for reaching out and asking these questions. I've never thought about doing a video about this, but it's really important as muscle spasms are a big part of my life with having a spinal cord injury. When I had my accident, I did not know anything about muscle spasms, and it actually took my body about 6 months before I had my first one. And when it happened, I totally freaked out. I thought I was dying. And when I explained what happened to my therapist, he just laughed at me and told me, "Tasha, this is just the beginning." He was correct. So before I get into the details of a muscle spasm with the spinal cord injuries, I just want to explain what they are. And on Christopher Reeve's website, they do a great job, thank you, of explaining what a muscle spasm is. They say spasticity, or muscle spasms, is usually caused by damage to the portion of the brain or spinal cord injury that controls voluntary movement. Since the normal flow of nerve messages to below the level of injury is interrupted, those messages may not reach the reflex control center of the brain. The spinal cord injury then attempts to moderate the body's response, and the spinal cord is not as efficient as the brain. So the signals that are sent back to the site of the sensation are often over-exaggerated in an overactive muscle response or spastic hypertonia, an uncontrollable jerking movement, stiffening or strengthening of the muscles. Most individuals living with spinal cord injury have some spasms. Persons with cervical injuries and those with incomplete injuries are more likely than those with paraplegia and/or complete injuries to experience spasticity. So since I have a cervical injury at the C5 level, the 5th vertebrae down in my neck, spasticity or muscle spasms are a normal part of my daily life. Muscle spasms look like they hurt at times, but they don't. And it's funny because I get some pretty interesting looks from people when they see me having one. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show a muscle spasm because my body has not wanted to cooperate while I've been trying to have one during making this video. But my muscle spasms affect my entire body. When I have one, they really start at my feet, go up through my legs, through my stomach, and you'll see that my fingers also shake. And I usually get these when I move the position of my wheelchair or I move the position of my body. And it usually depends when I've taken my last muscle spasm medicine. I take baclofen. Baclofen is what helps stop or decrease my muscle spasms. And I take 5 pills throughout my day, scattered through the day. And I used to take upwards of 8 pills a day, but was really just making me really tired. And so I've been able to cut back and still have very minimal spasms. So to answer Kenny's question about how often it happens, I would probably say that I have 4 to 8 spasms a day on average. I get one every morning and evening when my caregivers come in and start moving my body around. I have a spasm every time I leap forward to brush my teeth. I have a spasm every time I adjust the position of my wheelchair. And one thing to note is I actually like having muscle spasms because it keeps my muscles active and keeps my muscles from atrophying. And they also are good. They're also good to help with muscles that don't work. For example, I hope this works. My triceps are paralyzed. So when I put my hand up in the air, my arm falls over. But if I can get my body to spasm and then use my triceps, they will work. Now, it only works for a few seconds, but I've used this to my advantage over the years. Having muscle spasms also help me cough. So when I really need to cough, I will try to get my body into a spasm to really get everything out. Kenny also asked how strong are my muscle spasms. I would say that my muscle spasms are pretty strong, but I know people that have them much worse than me. I've actually had some muscle spasms that have pulled me out of bed. There have been a few times when my legs have actually kicked out and kicked someone. But all of these scenarios are when I have not taken my medicine. If I stay on a regular dosage of baclofen, these things do not happen. And I do have some friends that their muscle spasms will stand them right up out of their wheelchair, or where their legs will just fly out in the air without warning. So I'm thankful that my muscle spasms have not gotten that bad. However, I also use my muscle spasms to know when something's not right. When I have muscle spasms that are more frequent throughout my day, I usually know that something's not right with my clothing, my shoes, my positioning, or that I actually might be starting to have a UTI. Again, this is very rare, maybe once or twice a year. But when they do happen, I do pay attention and try to figure out what's going on. Like my body is trying to tell me something, and I need to listen. And like I said, the spasms can be helpful, and they can also be frustrating, but it's just a part of my normal daily life. Thank you for joining me for today's Q&A vlog on muscle spasms. Thank you, Kenny Canada, for asking that question. And please let me know if you have any other questions, as I would love to do a video on it. And be sure and give me a thumbs up in the comments if you like this video and if you want me to create more. As I close, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on this video below, and be sure to also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. Thanks! This is my body having a muscle spasm.